we started YouTube, it was still the target audience was not the world, but the US, where we're from, where we live, and where we're accustomed to. That's been one of the challenges and the hurdles, because it actually does require a bit of distancing yourself from what you're used to on a daily basis,
right,
to kind of think out of the boxes. And it's scratching your head to say, would somebody in the US use this?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And we had ChatGPT 4 create jokes for you.
Why did Google's CEO get lost on his way to work? He was following Apple Maps.
Welcome back to the Type 8 Tonight show, and our special guest, Mr. Steve Chen. Thank you for being here. You are currently very heavily involved in pushing the envelope on the next frontier, helping with startups or new entrepreneurs in Taiwan. What's going on there?
You're right. After being here in Taiwan for a few years, what's driven me is what I found strange is that I would find a lot of talented engineers here in Taiwan. Taiwan's known for its globally for its engineers, and I would have people that would have good ideas that would approach me about these ideas. But then it's always scratching my head as to why is it that Silicon Valley is still the home for so many of these global startups?
Yeah.
I think both playing a very more hands-on role in trying to create something myself here, but then also being able to have the opportunity to talk to the local entrepreneurs, to kind of ask them, what is it that you're working on, and try to see if there's any differences between their answers to some of these questions versus the answers coming from entrepreneurs in Silicon Valley. And it's been a good learning experience to kind of see what the comparisons of the two areas are, or just anywhere outside of Silicon Valley, and what makes Silicon Valley different. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I want to say that I'm optimistic and that I'm still finding Taiwan to be a great a sort of takeoff point for many startups that's possible here. And I think that some of the kind of missing key elements, I think we can work together to address those. And it's something where I think the outcome is favorable.
Yeah. And you, obviously being you're like a mentor to a lot of these young people. Not only are you of Taiwanese descent, you share a lot of cultural similarities in there as well. You've seen much of the world, and you've seen much of the progress that we've experienced in the past couple of decades. There's a lot of experience to be shared there. And your success story, I believe, is quite inspiring to definitely a lot of young tech people in Taiwan. How do you what are some of the ideas that pitch to you, or what are, how do you see some of the developments in technology, even things like AI that's on everybody's hot list right now?
I think the biggest difference over the course of the last few years, as I've sort of made the comparisons between entrepreneurs and startups in Taiwan versus Silicon Valley, take YouTube, for example. When we started YouTube, it was still the target audience was not the world, but the US, where we're from, where we live, and where we're accustomed to. Unfortunately for Taiwan, when you target just the local country, you really have to, it's a big difference between targeting Taiwan versus the rest of the world. In a way, if something's successful in the US, kind of the rest of the world generally adopts it.
So you do have to think globally.
You have to think, but globally, and that's not the same as it would be in the US for thinking about globally. You're naturally thinking about it if you're just thinking about your local country. So that's been one of the challenges and the hurdles, because it actually does require a bit of distancing yourself from what you're used to on a daily basis, to kind of think out of the boxes. And it's scratching your head to say, would somebody in the US use this?
Yeah. So before we wrap up today's show, I'm so glad you made the time to come out. So we had ChatGPT 4. We entered your profile, what you're like, and you're as much as we can about you. And we had ChatGPT 4 create 10 jokes for you. And let's see if they're any good. The top 10 jokes from ChatGPT. Number 10.
What do you call a computer that sings? Adele.
Hey, that's not bad. Not bad. Not
Better than
bad
what
at
I
all.
could come up with.
Number 9.
Why was the tech startup not successful? They tried to create a wireless bra, but they couldn't get the support they needed.
Hey, I say that was pretty good. Not bad. Number 8.
Why did the entrepreneur bring a ladder to his pitch meeting? He wanted to raise the bar. I could use some work.
All right, number 7.
Why did the computer go to the dentist? To get its Bluetooth fixed?
All right. Number 6.
Why was the microchip bad at tennis? It kept hitting the net.
All right. Number 5.
Why do programmers prefer dark mode? Because light attracts bugs. Maybe that's
That's a computer. That's an engineer joke.
I get it, yeah.
Okay, number 4.
Why did the YouTuber go to jail? Because he violated the terms of his community service?
And number 3.
Why was the computer cold? It left its windows open.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
That's a good one, right? It's pretty good. Number 2.
I heard that some YouTubers are now using drones to film their videos. That's taking their content to new heights.
Yeah. That's pretty good. That's really, really pretty good. All right. The last joke from ChatGPT, specifically for Steve Chen. Number 1.
Why did Google's CEO get lost on his way to work? He was following Apple Maps.
Thank you. You know, I have to say that was pretty good.
Thank you very much.
You as a mentor for a lot of young people out there, and thank you for making the time.
Thank you.
All right.
This was a lot of fun.
Thank you. Thank you, Steve.
Thank you.